did. So, welcome to my little yoga studio at home, my yoga room, where I practice every day. This is a temporary space for us to hold this class because the Bucksmont building is closed until Thursday. So welcome. This is where I practice every day. Yesterday was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and the class last night was a tribute to him and all of his accomplishments. And what I thought I would bring to this class and the rest of the week is that one notion that was so important to him that we can use every day. And he said he spent 5 weeks in India in 1959. He had read everything ever written about Mohandas Gandhi, and he wanted more. So he went there, he came home, and of course he combined everything he learned with his own faith, his own belief. And he said these words: nonviolence, which is, I'm just going to pause for a moment. Ahimsa is the Sanskrit word, and as it would relate to Mahatma Gandhi, but it means non-violence. So I needed to preface it that way. Non-violence, he said, is absolute commitment to the way of love. Love is not emotional bash. It is not empty sentimentalism. It is the active outpouring of one's whole being into the being of another. How beautiful is that? He also said that an individual has not started living until he can rise above the narrow confines of his individualistic concerns to the broader concerns of all humanity. And here we are in this little yoga community, even though it's remote, we have this lovely community, this piece of humanity all together. So think about nonviolence in terms of yourself, meaning non-harming is what ahimsa means. And we don't want to hurt others, but we also don't want to hurt ourselves. And that's very, very important. So let's focus on being kind, being good, taking care of ourselves. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and come fully inside. As you breathe in, think about breathing in, taking a sip and a gulp and a big swallow of love. Breathe in love and send out peace with your exhale. Inhale love, then share it with the world. Inhale and exhale. Continue at your own pace with those thoughts in mind, remembering to slow down your exhale, making it long and slow. Return to your natural breath. And slowly open your eyes. Okay, so we're going to begin today in child's pose. So if you like to use a blanket under your knees, like I do, just place it on the mat and come to your favorite child's pose. So your knees are either wide apart or close together. When the wide apart version helps you come closer to the mat, but it's also the more restorative version of child's pose. Okay. Feel the introspection of this pose, helping you to center even more. And send your arms overhead. Your palms are flat on the mat in an extended child's pose. You're going to look between your hands. You're going to lift your hips. Bring your heart between your arms, lengthen your legs behind you. So this little black and white creature that you see over here is Jaja, our little Maltipoo. She does yoga with me every day, so inhale, exhale, send your hips back to your heels. Inhale, bring your hips up again, bring your heart between your arms again, push the mat away with your hands. Lengthen your legs. Use your abdominal muscles to keep your middle from sagging. Inhale, exhale, send your hips back to your heels. Inhale, come forward again. Turn under your toes, lift your knees, send your hips up to the sky for downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Your heels are coming towards the mat, your chest towards your thighs, you're pushing the mat away. Energetically, you're not really pushing it away, okay? Inhale, come forward, shoulders over your wrists, bring your knees to the mat. Turn over your toes. Bring your wrists underneath your shoulders. Your knees should be under your hips, and we are going to begin our cats and dogs. So rotate your arms so that the crease of your elbow comes towards your index fingers, and that's to keep your elbows from bending. Inhale, curl your spine towards the mat. Your heart wants to come forward. You're looking forward. Your tailbone is reaching up. Exhale, arch to the sky. In your cat spine. Feel that great big mound of body. Feel your back of your heart reaching up. Inhale into your dog spine. While you're here in your dog spine, wag your tail. Send your hips from side to side. Come to center. Back to cat. Inhale to dog. Exhale, cat. Then come to a neutral spine. Slide your hands towards your knees and come to stand on your knees. Send your left arm alongside your left ear, your right hand, your right fingers reaching for the mat or the floor. Inhale and then exhale. Lateral stretch to the right. Feel from your knee to your fingertips that big long side body stretch. Inhale both arms to center. Exhale, opposite side. Your left fingers want to touch the mat. Your right fingers want to touch the sky. Inhale, exhale, lateral to the left. Inhale to center. Bring your arms down by your side. Bring your hands on your hips. Now you want to place them right on your pelvis. Yeah. And the reason for that is you want to keep your pelvis straight in front of you as you twist to the right. So you're twisting only from your waist. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale and exhale. Inhale to center. Bring your hands straight in front of you, palms facing each other. Then rotate your arms so that your thumbs are facing down. Send your arms straight back behind you. You're going to interlace your fingers. This is called Yoga Mudra. And you're going to open up your heart as you send your knuckles downward. It could be very, very gentle. No need to push too hard. Remember Ahimsa, non-harming. Be kind to your body. You can push it a little though. Just push. And send your heart to the sky. Release your arms, open them out to the side, palms facing outward. Open up that heart. Inhale, and on an exhale, you're going to bring your arms all the way down to the mat. Send your hips to your heels in a pose of humility. Inhale, come all the way back up, your arms in a big V shape for a pose of victory, of praise, of honor. Exhale, humility. Inhale, arms all the way up. Bring your hands together overhead. Bring that prayer to your heart. Right. Release your arms. Wait 1 second. If you have a block, you can use a block here, or you can place your hand on the mat if you need to. Some of you may just be able to step your right leg straight out in front. But blocks come in very handy for things like this, okay? So walk your right foot away. The farther you walk it away, the more we're going to stretch our left quadricep, the front thigh muscle. Inhale, exhale, slide your hips forward. Inhale, come back up. Inhale, exhale, slide forward. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And pause. Bring your right leg back. So of course we have to do the other side because last week we learned all about balance. All right, so walk your left foot away. So you're still standing, your hips are still over your right knee. Inhale, exhale, arms come up as you slide forward. Exhale, bring them down as you come over your supporting leg, knee. Inhale. Oh, sorry, that should have been an exhale. Okay. Inhale now. All right. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your hands to the mat or just step your foot forward. Use the block if you have it. All right. Excellent. All right. So we're going to come on to hands and knees where we were before. And you're going to walk to the top of your mat. I think I'm going to remove my blanket. Right. So get your alignment in your table pose. Send your right leg back behind you, ball of the foot on the mat. You're going to swivel your right foot. So the sole of your right foot is on the mat, and you're going to fan open to the right. Fingers moving towards the sky. Straight line from one wrist to the other. Then send your arm alongside your ear, send your toes in the opposite direction for a full side body stretch. Last time we did just from the knee. Now we've got the whole leg involved. Stretch, and if your foot comes off the floor, that's perfectly natural. And that means you're really stretching a lot. Bring your hand down, bring your knee down. Send your left leg back behind you. You're on the ball of your left foot. Swivel so that you're on the sole of your left foot. Fan open to the left. Send your left arm alongside your left ear and stretch. Turn this fan into a stretch. Bring your hand back down, bring your knee back down, child's pose. And then shake out your wrists. Shake them out. Come back up onto hands and knees. Right. So you're going to step your hands, one hand forward, one hand's length, and then bring your heart forward. So similar to what we did earlier, only difference is we're going to make circles with our hips. So send your hips to the left, back behind you, over to the right, forward, and keep going, making circles. This is a time where you might want something under your knees because you're working your knees a lot here. You know, it only takes a second to make an adjustment. Next time your heart is facing forward, pause and then go in the other direction. And then when you're forward again, pause, turn under your toes, downward facing dog. This time, once you get your alignment in your dog, You're going to start walking your dog. So you'll do that by bending one knee, keeping the other leg straight. You're walking in place. So bend one knee and then the other knee. So go back and forth to walk. Svanasana. And then come back to your dog. Come forward to a plank, your shoulders over your wrists, bring your knees to the mat. Come to sit on your heels. All right. So you may not be happy about this next one, but this is good for your toes. So lift your hips a little, turn under your toes and sit back down. Yikes. Can you hear it and feel it in your calves as well? Because this whole network is working for you. I know. You can come out of this anytime, you know that. And let's make that time now. Turn over your toes. And we're going to make our way up to stand. Take your time. I can see when you get there. All right. So come to your mountain. You know your shoulders are over your hips, hips over your ankles. Send your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let your arms fall comfortably by your side. Feel the power of your mountain. Inhale, sun breath. Exhale, bring it down to your heart. Inhale and exhale. Once more, inhale and exhale. You're going to shift your weight from your right foot, from both your legs to your left. Come on the ball of your right foot. And you're going to lift your right foot, maybe just a little bit, and come back down. Lift it and come down. Lift it. Maybe you can hold it this time. Maybe you can come a little higher. Any amount is okay. And bring it down. Let's switch. Weight is on your right leg, right? Lift it a little and bring it down. And you can keep just lifting it a little, that's okay. Or a little more and bring it down. Or more. And bring it down. This time, we're going to hold it for a little bit. So bring it wherever you like it to be. Whoops. And hold it. You can always put your toes on the mat. And then bring it down. Okay, good. So bring your hands to your thighs, bend your knees. And we're going to do our cats and dogs from this awkward position. So you're bending your knees deeply. You're going to come into your chair pose. You're sitting in a chair. You're bringing your arms alongside your ears. And then you're going to bring your hands back down to your thighs and begin your cats and dogs. So you send your heart forward, send it behind, send it forward, send it behind. And the next time you're in your cat spine, let your fingers, your hands, travel all the way down to the mat. Your feet are bent, your knees are bent. You're still in your chair. You're going to walk your fingers over to the right, and then walk them through center over to the left, And keep that going like little spiders running around in front of you. And then come to center. Send your arms straight out to the side. Your knees are still bent. And then you're going to very slowly start to straighten your legs. You can always bend them again. So you're only going to go as far as you comfortably can. And then maybe you'll straighten them and come to this lovely flying L shape. And soften your knees and fly all the way up. And bring that energy down to your heart. Okay. Come to the top of your mat. You're going to shift your weight to your left leg, step your right leg back, warrior one legs, separate lanes. Try to turn your hips to the short edge of the mat. Inhale your arms all the way up alongside your ears. Walk your left foot forward. Remember, we do not want our knee forward of our ankle. So it's either over the ankle or slightly behind it. Back leg is strong and straight. Every warrior says a prayer before battle. Look up at your prayer and see if you can come down a little bit more. So walk your left foot away a little more, just a little, like half an inch. Yeah, and come down a little more. And then bring your prayer to your heart. Send your arms back behind you, interlace your fingers, yoga mudra. Inhale and exhale, come forward to a flat back. Push your feet into the mat, come all the way back up. Release your hands, step forward. Okay. So we're going to do that on the other side. Left leg goes back. Warrior one legs. Make sure your legs are lined up first before you go into your next transition, which is sending your arms up alongside your ears, walking your right foot away if you'd like to come down a little bit more. Yeah, to be a little lower. A stalking warrior, right? Bring your hands into prayer. Look up at your prayer or not, or keep looking straight ahead, because that will affect your balance. So look up at your hands if you wish to try. Remember Ahimsa, and bring your hands to your heart. Open up your arms. Yoga mudra behind you. Open up your heart. Inhale, exhale, flat back. Push your feet into the mat, come back up. Release your hands, step forward. Okay. So you can use the long edge of your mat, or you can just step your feet to the outside of your mat for warrior two. So let's start with our feet facing in the same direction as our nose, our toes facing the same direction. And then you're going to come on the heel of your right foot. You're going to swivel it and send it straight out to the right. You're going to send your back heel at a slight angle. There's a slight angle in back. And you're going to bend your right knee. Walk your foot away. Don't let your leg collapse in. You want to protect your knee. Send it straight over your middle toe. Square your shoulders. If you're on the long edge of your mat, use that, or even if you're on the short edge, you can use the edge of your mat to square your shoulders. Arms straight out. Look over your right fingers. You're going to bring your left hand to your left thigh. You're going to raise your right hand for a peaceful warrior, the sign of peace. Come back to warrior two. Turn your hands so that the palms are facing outward. Swing your left hand to touch your right hand. You're going to take hold with a fist to your bowstring, and you're going to pull the arrow back and release it. Once more, bring your hand flat to the right hand. Make a fist. Pull on your bowstring. Pull, use those muscles. Pull and release the arrow. I think a third time is important. Hands together. Pull on your bowstring, let the arrow go. Okay. So that's why this is ahimsa, non-harming, because we use invisible arrows, so not to worry. You're going to swivel your right foot so your toes are pointing forward. And you're just going to go in the opposite direction. So now your left toes point away from you. Your right heel is at a slight angle. And you're going to bend your left knee, right? Square your shoulders. Arms. Make sure that knee does not collapse. Look over. And again, very important, that same principle of knee over ankle or behind it for weight-bearing poses. Looking over your left hand. Bring your right hand to your right thigh, peaceful warrior. And try to come back a little bit more this time to make more of a curve in your side body. Come back to your warrior. Palms facing out. Right hand to left palm. Make a fist. Pull on the bowstring and release it. Let that arrow go. Again. Make a fist. Pull and release it. Final time. 3 is the charm. Bring the palms together. Make a fist and let it go. Release your arms. Point your toes forward. So what we're going to do now is you're going to keep your legs right where they are. And you're going to bend from your hip socket, not your waist, from your hips. So take your pelvis in your hand, your hips, and fold it forward. Let your whole torso come with it. So you're going to fold it forward to come to a flat back, bend, soften your knees any amount to make this a little bit easier. Yeah. And it depends on your knees. If anybody in the room has osteoporosis or osteopenia like I do, softening your knees is highly recommended. You don't want to stiffen your joints. And then release your hands. Now bend your knees deeply and fold over with your knees bent for a wide-legged forward fold. Place your hands, the palms of your hands on the mat, heel toe your feet closer together, maybe the same distance as your hands. Your knees are deeply bent. And then you're going to fly out as you straighten your legs and come up and bring that energy down to your heart. All right. Shift your weight to your left foot. Come on the ball of your right foot. Open it out to the side. You're going to leave it here for a moment. Right. And then you're going to grow your tree. And with the ball of your foot on the mat, you can let your leaves blow in the wind, go from side to side. But what I'd like you to do is check your hips. So what we tend to do when we do this kind of thing is, you know, like when you're standing in line for something, your hip comes out, you want them square. Try to keep them square. And that makes you taller, right? Push into the ball of your foot. And then let your leaves blow in the wind. Excellent. And now steady the leaves, the wind has calmed down. And see if you would like to lift your foot to your calf or not. All right, let's do the other side. Weight is on your right foot, opening out your leg to the side, heel against ankle. Keep those hips square, push into the ball of your left foot. Grow your branches. Now, trees don't grow, just grow up. They often grow out to the side. Certain trees like to go this way, so maybe you can go out to the side. Yeah. Keep those hips square. And then come to stillness. Your arms can be out to the side or up overhead. They can also be at your heart. And maybe you will bring your calf, your arch to your calf. And bring it down. When you're ready, you can stay up a little bit longer. Yeah, good, good. Excellent. So we're going to make our way back down to the mat. When you get down to the mat, send your legs straight out in front of you. We're going to come to Dandasana, which is the staff pose. Your elbows reach back, your hands alongside your hips, fingers pointing forward, toes reach for the sky. Your leg muscles are active. So it looks like you're just sitting around, but you're really working those muscles. Push into the mat a little bit to make yourself taller, crown of your head reaching up. Bring your belly toward your spine to lift your ribs up. Bring your right arm up alongside your right ear. Inhale, and on an exhale, you're going to reach outside your left leg. Anywhere along your left leg that you can reach. Some of you may be able to go for your foot, but not necessary. Ahimsa, non-harming. And you're going to twist to the left. Then you're going to send your left arm back behind you. And you're going to look for your hand. Hello. And then you're going to bring it, swing it forward, and cross your right wrist. Bend your elbows, fold over. Look up. Release your right hand. Send it back behind you. Look around the corner there to find your right hand. Let your right hand reach up for the sky and follow it. Follow it as it comes all the way down and crosses your wrist, and bend your elbows and fold one more time. and unfold. All right. And you're going to bring your hands back alongside your hips and then walk them back and make your way down on to your back. And when you get all the way down onto your back, you'll bring the soles of your feet to the mat. And you're going to bring both your knees into your chest and roll from side to side. Come to center and bring your feet back down onto the mat. Send your arms straight out from your shoulders, palms facing upward. You're going to send your knees to the left as far as they can comfortably go. So you may be here, you may be here, your legs may be all the way down on the floor. You're going to send your gaze over your right hand. So your knees are going one way, your head is going the opposite way. For this gentle spinal twist. Bring your knees to center, your gaze to center. Send your knees to the right, your gaze to the left. Bring your knees to center. Bring your hands alongside your body. Send one leg straight out, send the other leg, and allow them to open naturally. For Shavasana. Feel your fingers cupping towards the sky. Om Namah Shivaya. I surrender to transformation and welcome the changes that will lead me to who I am. Take a deep breath. Roll your head from side to side. Make gentle movements with your hands and your feet. Send your arms overhead, your feet away from you for a big, long, full body stretch. Then bring your knees into your chest, hug them, and roll from side to side. Release your knees and roll over onto whichever side you prefer to come into a fetal position. And when you're ready, make your way up to sit. Bring your hands to your heart. And let's use all of our energy to move forward in the day thinking about ahimsa, non-harming to yourself as well as others. And now make yourself comfortable for our meditation. Close your eyes and focus on your breath, your natural breath. Just follow it. Remember, during this meditation, thoughts may come to mind. Acknowledge them, say later, and then come back to your breath or to the words or images we've created in our meditation. Bring your awareness to your heart center, to your heart. Focus on your heartbeat. Now, in your mind's eye, take yourself to your favorite place. And then continue to walk from that place where you were comfortable, at ease, and peaceful. And continue to walk until you find this grassy hillside, big, beautiful tree. Take in breath and notice the fragrances, the smells, maybe moss, maybe honeysuckle. You decide what time of year it is. And breathe in the fragrances that are around you. Maybe musk, sandalwood, pine. Allow yourself to smell all the fragrances on this hillside. Notice the grass, notice the color of it. And if there's anything budding amongst the grass. And bring yourself towards that tree, overlooking the hillside. And make yourself comfortable. Sit at the base of the tree where you can see the neighboring hills. Where if you look down, you can see a stream running through those hills, splashing, flowing, never ever stopping, ever changing, constantly changing. And then look across to another hill. Notice what you see there. Notice the colors. Look up at the sky. Notice the color of the sky, if there are puffy white clouds floating by or not. Maybe a solid blue, or maybe it's a different color. Whatever you choose. Listen to the birds. Hear them moving from branch to branch, collecting twigs for their nests. Or perhaps they're burrowing, depending on the time of year. But watch them fly. Watch that freedom as they fly. Imagine what that must be like to soar through the air. Notice the beauty all around you. Look to your left, look to your right, and notice what you've seen. And maybe something has changed since the last time you looked. Maybe you see something you didn't see before. Feel the calm. Feel your connection to Mother Earth, to this place that we are part of, not separate from. Feel as if all the beauty of this earth is welcoming you, hugging you, making you feel welcome. Turn to look at the tree. Notice the bark. Maybe it's peeling, or maybe it is holding the tree tightly. Notice the surface of your tree trunk. Touch it. Feel the texture of the trunk. The tree's armor. Notice the shape as its base spreads out into roots beneath. the dirt beneath the earth. Maybe there's a mushroom growing. Maybe you see frost. Whatever you see, how beautiful it is. This is your place. And now bring to your mind's eye someone you love very dearly and invite them to join you. Or maybe that person has already been with you. To see the beautiful land in front of you. Take a deep breath and bring your awareness back to your heart center, to your center of compassion. To your truth, to your core. Bring your hands to your heart. Bow your head. And as you lift your head, begin to open your eyes. And when your head is fully neutral, they're wide open. I wish you a beautiful, a glorious day. Namaste.